Hello, Vaj. I am welcoming to all of you in my water resources engineering class. Today's topic is river training and bank protection work. This is very interesting topic of the water resources engineering. First, we will discuss what is the river training, and second, we will discuss bank protection work. Dear boy, you are giving training to the live person or a human, maybe animal. But can you give me training river? Answer is yes. And what is the need? Against what is the need? So I am, suppose, my dear boy, suppose this is a river. Okay. And water is coming. Water is flowing like this. And one day you have need to construction a dam or barrage at this point. At this point, then how you will construct? Think that water is flowing. How you will construct, my dear boy? If you are constructing here, how you are making, digging the foundation? How you will work the foundation? So if something will be else, the river can be drive like this. If suppose the river can drive like this. And this place is dry, and you will make a barrier here. No water is coming. Here also no water. And this is total dry. How it is possible? Thank you. It is the possible. This is called river training work. You trained the river. You are engineer. You have technique. You have technique. Because, my dear boy, water is flowing, only the gravity. Correct? Water cannot flow like this. It cannot flow. Only it will be flow like this. Because, why? Because gravity is there. Higher gravity, gravitational point to lower gravitational pull. It will be moved automatically because this is the property of liquid. So you will turn the river for the construction of dam. And how you will turn? So you will check this point of level. You will check this point of level, and you will make a artificial channel. You will make artificial channel, and after that, and my dear boy, after that, you will give a natural atmosphere, a natural slope to the river for the flowing of another way. It is not new. In my previous class, you have read meandering of the river. Have read? Remember that? You have read my previous lecture at meandering of the river. So on that theory, on which condition river has turned to meander. So this condition will be brought to you at this place. And up to construction of this, no water will be here. Thereby, up to construction work, no water will be this portion. Okay? This is dry. You construct that. One thing, this is the river training work and bank protection. Dear boy, so many chants you have listened. River had broken his bund and all the flood water entered to the village. Why? Because its bund had not sufficient strength. So she will design the bank protection work. And that bank you will be fixed at the corner of river and it will be safe. So there is two topics, river training and protection. We will read today. Okay, let us start. Now, the various objects of river. The various objects of river training are to guide the axis of flow at ordinary and flow stage and safe passage of flood without overtopping the bank. To protect the bank from erosion I generally improve their alignment by stabilizing the river channel to train the river flow along a safe course, thereby avoiding damage or damage by flooding or erosion of valuable land. Habitation, crops, factories, etc. To prevent outflanking of a bridge, barrage, or a weir by directing the flow in a defined stretch of the river, velocity v, to prevent the river from changing its course and to confine a river channel and which has become too wide by swimming side to side and reclaim the land from the river bed. To check certain devastation like that, flash torrents to keep bedload in area of surplus width, to transport application bed load and suspended sediment load to provide the sufficient depth of flow of safe navigation. To establishment channel boundaries where braiding has created to wide a section divide into small channels separated by ice and this is 12th to correct discordantly line or flow condition. Now river training is an age old practice resulting encasement development and application of human ingenuity to correct vagaries of the river and it is require deep and precise study of river and mechanism and behavior discussed here before. Now river training. River training has assumed considerable significance in India due to huge annual recurring damage caused by the flood, 80% of which announcement for loss of a crop, river training in its broad aspect covers all engineering work constructed on a river to guide and confine the flow, the river channel, and the control and the regulate the river bed configuration for effective and safe movement of flood and river sediment. In essence, river training envisages training and stabilizing a river within a suitable waterway and along a certain alignment for a variety of purpose. So river training work involve large outlay and it is essential to select the type of training work and material of construction so as to make optimum utilization of fund and devise an economical utilization of the available construction material. Now, classification of river training work. There were how water training, river training aim at the food protection is called high water training or a training for the discharge, and it invites provision of aqueduct waterway for safe passage of maximum flood by proper location, alignment and height of the embankment for a given flow discharge without spending to change river bed condition. Now, classification of river training work. Classification based on purpose. Low water training, also termed as the training for depth, it invites to provide adequate water work during low water period in the river channel for navigation, for constructing flow in a yard channel and closing other channel by the method of handling, that is constructing the width of the river and canal when the help to 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 Grunans. Mean water training, also termed a training for sediment. It is a for the most important type of river training, and it envisages a restratification of the river bed and configuration and efficient movement of suspended and bed load for the maintain the channel in good condition. The maximum aggregating capacity of stream is doctor in the such tend to change the river bed in accordance with that stage of bed valley. So stand action mean water training include the river training for the efficient sand exclusion from mean by correcting so correcting adverse river creating to the locate uh, and sand exclusion from the canal by the correcting and vice river curvature to locate the small of the take. Now we will give another point. Projection training work. Projecting training work aim to protect the bank from which they project into the river by deflecting the current away from the bank so they are more suitable in the river with unstable bed condition cross connecting dike with the bank at interval and add strength to withstand flood reaction and promote sedimentation in the claws of the channel space. Principle of river training. The two approximate theories, the theory of the tractive force are bed load and regime theory for suspended load are available for the application of problem of river training. Now tractive force theory. Tractive force approach essentially land tractive force for the principal condition of the bed movement and the alluvial river carry sediment in suspension as well as bed. The capacity of river channel is designed to, and, to cutter for the discharge and sediment and did by the following formula. जैसे suppose QS is equal to yes. Now regime follow through. In the torrent alluvium lacy regime, they dimensional although there are prakash, there are applied in the catchment alluvium lacy to regime their diameter, although 3 is the mark. Divergence with applied to large service due to omission. Often important parameter that is quality of steel in survey are important where steel change in the low parametrics. So method of river training, planning and design of river training. Work is done by the inferior method and the intuitive judgment of the engineer. The method of river training applicable depend mainly on the type of river and sediment load as under certain cause where river is very unstable and training is M black and impossible and situation had to be sent as PG. Now stable river, just you have read method of river training. So this is the chapter method. After that, a grading river. A grading river have okay. A grading river have an internet stability and not to equality and ability to driver training. Stability cannot impose that the bank protection work and may either by destroy the surface erosion of K tower. Now, degrading river. Degrading river have inherent instability and not easily amenable to river training. Stability can be imposed that be training work may be considered by using and undermining due to the so gradient control by the constructing dam and weir is required to attempt any other modification in the river. Local training work may be possible and if their precision on the river regime upstream and flow stream are not tested. Now, my dear boy, both upstream and downstream of the barrage of one of the both line, depending on the requirement, and the guide bank are usually provided in pairs. Symmetrical, the plan, and may either the parallel or converge slightly toward the structure expecting and little downstream, but bicycle on the upper spectrum by the provide of a polymonth entire and in the symmetry it has been done. So structure at curved inland on the boats and to provide a level entry and smooth exit. The layout of the training work for a barrage. Further, weir or barrage are almost identical and consist of a pair guide bank and a mount or grounds. The guide bank are the guide vendor. It is the simple stretch on the river or canal. The guide bank too heavily amount the embankment and the river in the form of Belmont figure and smile approach embankment 3 p.m. The correction of between the normal river bank and guide now. So they have used and provide a what is that single type of gun. Function of a guide bank. The function served by a guide bank are economical spanning of a wide river and safe and expeditious passage of flower. My dear boy, function of a guide bank. The functions served by a guide bank are economical spanning of a wide river and safe and expedition passage of flood. So protect Adjacent land upstream of weir are barrage of spoil and due to a flux is used by the barrage construction and control and confine the how actually through the restricted waterway so that the river has no possibility to swing about the outline. Okay, control and confine the flow actually through a restricted waterway so that the river has no possibility to swing about the outline structure. So prevent courses, the course flow upstream of the barrage and protect the barrage embankment on either side of the bed of the bridge extending from the river and bank to the slight bank and from directly attacked by the river. This is effect of guide bank. The effect of guide bank are increase in the rate at which food wave passes down the river and third increase the maximum discharge if all point are the point downstream. First rise in water surface, elevation of the river during flood and inverses the, the velocity send a curing action through the compiled section and a reduction in water surface slope of the sun is very above an embankment portion. Now thereby classification of guide band. So according the form in plane, this is the diagram of guide band. This is the diagram of guide band. Now parallel guide band, where the river is likely to meander on both sides. Parallel guide bank with a suitable curve fight are essentially required to give uniform flow from the head of the guide bank and at work. So usually adopt unless social conditions warrant adoption of the coverage or different bank, the suitability bank of it is the down and figure are usually adopted unless local condition warrant adoption of the river constraint of the divergent reversal. So suitability being indicating by the model study. Now parallel guideline. This is the parallel guideline. पैरेलल तो दो ही गाइड बैंड है ना, एक लेफ्ट साइड एक राइट साइड. Now classification of bank according to the form and plan. So the pair of the guide bank may be parallel, divergent, or convergent in the him towards of the structure. Parallel guide bank where the river is likely to meander on both sides require the parallel guide bank where the river is likely to and both side parallel middle bank such suitable curve head are essential required to give confirmed flow from the need of the guide and bank to the work simultaneous and parallel guide one figure of the usually adopt and unless it's local condition so warrant does not stop for simultaneously and parallel guide band figure are usually adopted unless local condition. One warrant the position, the convergent of the divergent thing. They have a proportion the convergence of the convergent bank and their suitability being indicated by the model of study. Okay? Any doubt, my dear boy? So convergent guide bank are rarely used. They have to disadvantage of the exclusive attack and have sour of the need and sourceling along the sack reading the end of the big active. Now according to geometrical shape on the basis of the geometric shape, the guide bank are classified as straight and spherical with the regular or multiple curve head in other shape and if warranted by site condition, it determine with the act. Now, the vertical guide bank are performed to the straight side and requirement of the consist, so more suitable for the wide plain river compared to Stavita. So it is the flow, huge the guide bank all along their length due to the gradual change in the curvature. So while separate of flow occurs in the straight guide bank and after the curved head which lead to stabilizing of flow and provide better control or development and extension of the remainder loop toward the approach embankment. In this diagram, you can irrigation engineering read easily. Now this is the earth profile. In the condition, my dear boy, when earth is flowing the water, river flowing on its bed, the condition of earth or its condition to meander is shape taken like this. The entire journey of river start of the immature or youth mature stage and up to old stage, and call and the call cycle now river erosion. The river erosion brought large scale change on the surface of the earth, and these changes are made by different disseminated corrosion power. So it is the process for the chemical tracking and known the rock message due to continuous impact of the contact. It will make contact. So the process also needs the determination of the erosion process along the upper part of the river where gradient of its surface generally is very high. So the greater the year of the rear of the rock due to nutritious damping of the manager. Water hydrology, a large debit dropped through the water. Again, the deflection action of white and hydromatic action of the river are similar and more powerful process in which kinetic energy, so the product of the hydromatic action by the river are variable in size from truck and holder to the fine silt and may and and settle under uh, suitable condition. So B convention, it is the distinct and the type of the hydraulic reaction performed by the running water. And it is the practically observed where river water suddenly queries especially high velocity such as the boat such as the BV, and you have set the location to CP particularly observed wherever river water suddenly acquire approximately and high velocity such as the location of the waterfall. So it is the very high velocity of the canal, river at the waterfall. Now, abrasion, the process of mechanical breaking down of the bedrock due to impact of migrant where it can by water during their flow on the floor of the river. So this process is called abrasion, and it is just similar process of wind observation and the effect of the observation of river along the course, the development of port, hole, and formed open the valley floor. Attrition, it is the process of the mechanical breaking down and the transported raw figment due to impacted among the themselves has been durability and the mechanical the mechanical coalition among the arrangement particular use further year the death of the Jaipur. It is issued to be aversion and the Russian the reading builder ribbing and the small pigment travel and specification made in both another during the transportation. Now corrosion. The soap but steady chemical especially action of the system water on the rock of exposed by the firm correction. And the extent of the correction depends such on the composition of the rock and also on the compensation of following water. And this wall rock are not equally susceptible to porous and electron stream water. And I and limestone, glampus and rock salt solid are should in water to be serving glyph. The stream may so the stream may be hardly correct and the sandstone part carnates the genesis. Now it is the come essential feature. So essential feature is there portholes. This is porthole. You are looking. It can make the port. This is river and make. Dear boy, you have read this chapter of the river behavior. And on this matter, I have selected some MCQ. So I will request to kindly assess to yourself when you have read this chapter, so how much question you can keep. Just I am opening. Yes. Question number one. A multi-purpose reservoir is the one which designated for the one purpose of which services. Correct answer is B. Planned and constructed to serve various purposes. A rain gauge should be preferable be fixed. Question A near the building and B under the tree in an open space and in a closed space. The four answers are looking in your screen. So what is the correct answer, my dear boy? Correct answer is C. In an open space. So repelling Gyan is aligned. Which is correct answer? In this correct answer is A pointing upstream. Next question, a hydroelectric scheme separating under a head of the activator. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is C, high head scheme. And next, a land is known as a waterlogged. And what you will do? Correct answer is C. And next question, a heterograph is graphical representation of, please provide me correct answer. Answer is A, rainfall intensity and time. And next question, 70% of index wetness means rain deficiency of 30%. Correct answer is B. And next question, a current meter used to measure the pressure. The correct answer is A, velocity of flow of water. Now a deep well is always deeper than a shallow well. Which is the correct answer? Correct answer is B, has more discharge than a shadow well. And the last question, a divide wall is provided where correct answer is A, at the right angle of the axis weir. So thank you, Voyage, for taking interest in my class. You are again welcome in my next class. Hello, Voyage. So you have guessed my lecture. So I want to ask some MCQ on this topic, and I will request you please give the reply. So first question, a multi-purpose reservoir is the on which are designed for own purpose but services. So what is the correct answer? Answer is on your screen. There is four answers. And correct answer is B. Planned and constructed to serve various purposes. A rain gauge should be preferably be fixed. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is C. in an open space. And next question, a repelling Gyan is aligned. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is A, pointing upstream. And next question, a hydroelectric scheme operating under a head of 80 mm will be classified as, so which is correct answer? The correct answer is C, high head scheme. Now, next question, a land is known as a waterlogged. And in this question, what is the correct? Which is correct? Correct answer is C. Capillary image reach the root zone of plant. Now, heterograph is graphical representation of earth. So, which is correct answer? Correct answer is A, rainfall intensity and time. Now, 70% index of wetness mean, and there is four answer, and which is the correct answer? So correct answer is B, rain efficiency of 30%. And a deep well is always deeper than a shallow well. So which is the correct answer? Correct answer is answer B, has more discharge than a shallow well. And next question, a current meter is used to measure the weir. Give me correct answer. So the correct answer is A, velocity of flow of water. And next, a divide wall is provided at right angle to the axis of weir. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is A. Correct answer is A. And thank you for taking interest in my class. You are always welcome in my class, and we'll meet tomorrow. And this is references of this chapter, and this is the references and books. This is another references, and thank you for taking interest in my class.